Hey there, Claire. Can you hear me? I didn't know if it started yet. It said it would start at 7:45, but it may have done more. I don't know. Can anybody hear me, or is we're still waiting for 7:45? Hey, hi. Hey there, Claire. Um, can you hear me? I didn't know if. So what I'm going to do here is I'm in a bit of a emotional turmoil right now. And I've been helping somebody to get on with their life, to someone who was really, really, really low and had absolutely nothing, and we were really close. And I helped even when I only had a little bit of money. I gave him money if he was short on food. I didn't have a computer, so I actually completely erased the, all the information on one of my laptops and gave that to him for free and some other things. And he's in a good place. He's got a job, place to live, and now he's got friends that have cars, so he can go and do things, which is great because you want someone to be happy. But when somebody gets happy and you know they're in a place you want them to be, but it's not easy for you because you know you're about to lose a friend, and I know it's going to happen. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe because for me that was always an emotional poem, and since I am in an emotional state right now, I thought that it would be a good idea for me to read this because if you take something that's really bad, some bad emotions, and if you could turn it into something positive, I think that's one of the best things you can do. And for me, this poem has always been extremely emotional. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see some more people to get and just talk to you guys. Hi, Claire, and hi, Kelton, and Blix, I think. Hello, Amy, and Bonnie, and Sean. Hello, Christine. Kitten Wolf, I love that. Poe dated his 13-year-old cousin when he was 23. Yeah, I remember that. He married her, didn't he? Uh, her name was Virginia, right? It's been a long time since I've done anything or read it, but yeah. Whew. So, anyhow, I'm sorry to dump all that emotional stuff on you guys. It's um, I'm sort of a classic romantic. I think that losing somebody and you get to experience that loss um is hurtful, but as a romantic, you value the feelings, you value uh, the emotions, and if you could live in those emotions and do something good with it, that's a wonderful thing to do. So I'm gonna wait maybe 2 more minutes just to get some more people in here. I don't want I don't, It's a good poem, so I don't um I want everyone to be able to hear the whole thing. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I helped. I mean, everything turned out the way that it wanted. The way that I wanted it to. It turned out. I mean, I was able to take this person and help him and motivate him. I mean, every morning I was sending him an email telling, you're a strong person, motivate him, get him up in the day and do stuff. And it's just going away. So here we go. Hey, Claire. Yeah, I had to be happy. I had to be happy for him, but it's always difficult when somebody you care about, sort of cuts. We know they're cutting you out and they're growing away from you, and it's hard because I'm happy for him, but I'm unhappy for me. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to read the poem. Um, After that, we'll just chat for a little bit. But like I said, I think I could put some real feeling into this poem. So here we go. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as though someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Oh, only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I'd sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken satin certain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beat of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door, that it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Mainly this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then, where thereat is this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopper stayed he, but with mien of lord of lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is, on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, those answered little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on that placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did abhor. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, Other friends have flown before, and on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by the reply so aptly spoken, Doubtless, said I, what it utters its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whose unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I willed a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into the bosom score. This, and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamp light glowed o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, with the lamplight glowing o'er, she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the touched floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this nepenthe and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me, truly I implore, is is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, till the soul with sorrow laden, if, within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden who the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden who the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign of parting bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken and quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on a pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. So, that actually cheered me up a little bit. I don't know how good that was, if you guys enjoyed that or not, but I didn't get to see all your comments. I'll scroll through them, but yeah, I read it in high school to my class because when I was a literature class and everyone knew that I was in the drama club, and you probably noticed I have a really strong voice most of the time. So they everyone volunteered me to read it, so I kind of read it kind of like Jesse Jackson. It was kind of neat, but it helped. It helped me exercise some thoughts there. So I feel a lot better. But let me go through some of the comments here. See what I might have missed. Some people. Good evening, Rosie. Uh, well, thanks, Kitten Wolf. Yeah, it's hard, especially when someone told me they were going to call me in half an hour tops, and it's been 2 hours. So, yeah, wonderful. But it happens, you know. Um, I guess what gets me is that this friend and I've been through a whole lot. And if you ever seen the movie White Fang, he always said that at the end of the movie when they were trying to get the wolf to go off on his own, he wouldn't leave because he didn't want to leave the guy. He didn't want to leave the guy. He wanted to stay with him, so he had to throw rocks at the wolf to get him to go, and the wolf still kept coming back. And my friend always said that that was how loyal he was to his friends, and it doesn't seem like it now. So, but it's all right. I feel a little bit better. The cat's cute. Yeah, he actually that picture. He's actually got a big mane, but my sister kind of like combed it back to make him look funny. Better not be in Alabama. Your cousin better watch out. Oh, a weird time to hear you. Love you, buddy. Thank you, Reagan, very much. Amy Newson, Jay, you sound like a great friend. So sorry your friend hurt you. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. Um, wait. I can't believe I misunderstood this. How dare he? It happens in high school. Hey, Bonnie, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you very much. Great stuff. Hey, it's Kirk. Hey, Kirk, hope you doing good. Uh, but thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of that was real emotion. So, I really don't know what's going on, but sometimes you can just tell. Sometimes you can just tell. And I don't have a lot of in person friends, so having one go away is pretty difficult for me. But doing that, I said you could always turn a negative into a positive, so I decided to do that. So, thank you all for the nice things you said about that. I that was really all I had, other than just chatting with you guys. But I'm glad that glad you liked it. It was really interesting going through the poem because it at certain parts my emotions fit into some of the sentences, and I was able to express that emotion like that. So that was really nice. But still, it's things like that happen, I guess, and I guess my friend, I guess what got me was we were talking. Oh, I'll call you back in half an hour. Why do you sound so sad? And then he's like, I said, well, I get the feeling you're growing, moving away from me. But you see, rather than say I'm not moving away from you, he's like, you have nothing to be sad about. You're a popular YouTuber and people love you. Yeah, and it's like that's true, but you didn't answer my question, and that was avoidance. So that's how my day is gone. And I want to thank you all for letting me kind of vent all that. I really needed to. I cherish my friends very much. So uh, I always remember in high school, my in high school my best friend Tim. We used to do like everything together, and then he got in with more friends, who had a car and could get him weed and stuff like that, and just stopped hanging out with me at all. It was really sad. Cheers from San Diego. I was born in San Diego. You were a true empath, a good person. You know, let me tell you guys about an experience I once had. I have had some very strange experiences. One was I think this was with a former friend of mine named Dan, who also claimed to be empathic. I was hanging out in his house, his apartment, so we were watching a movie, and he had the lights on, and he got up and he went over, and he flipped the light switch off. And I don't know why, but I kind of got like a jump in my nervous system when he turned the light off, and he immediately said, "What was that?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I felt something off you. I felt like a jump, like like you twitched really hard inside." And it's one of those things you just can't explain. He felt what I felt, and we were pretty good friends. We did have one problem, and it was really stupid. But there was there was a woman who was suing the police department in the area that we lived in because a man was hit by a train, and they couldn't identify him. But they got his car keys, and they went to the parking lot, and they were trying to find what car the keys would fit into, and so they found one. Then they ran the registration for the plates, found out who it was, went to uh, the woman's house, and told her that her husband was dead. And like an hour later, her husband pulls up in his car and gets out, and she practically has a heart attack. Um, and of course, I thought them suing the police was right. I mean, that was really stupid to tell somebody that their husband was dead because a key fit into a car. I mean, and my friend was like, "No, no, 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 no. You know how rare that is." It's like, no, you can't tell someone that someone is dead until you could really make a positive identification. And he actually stopped being my friend because of that. And I wasn't trying to be mean, but it's just what I believe. It's like I mentioned in one of my other streams with my friend with the when the police pulled us over when we were walking and asked us for our IDs, and my friend gave him his ID, and I didn't give the cop my ID because he had no right to stop me and ask for it. Um, he he told me that there were some robberies in the neighborhood. And I'm like, well, yes, that's interesting enough, but what does that have to do with anything? Well, we're just making sure that we check people out, and I'm just like, well, you can't do that. And uh, I don't remember off the top of my head now, but it was a Supreme Court decision that they have to have probable cause to ask you for your ID. And me refusing to show him my ID, he said that was probable cause. And I said, no, it's not. And you're not going to get to see my ID. If you don't expect me to, or if you don't suspect me or have any proof that I may have committed a crime, you're not going to get to see my ID. And finally, he gave up. So, my friend, Jimmy, was like, he was a punk, mohawk and stuff like that. And he was like, Jake, and I was sort of preppy back then. He's like, Jake, when you walk around with a guy like me, you got to get used to cops probably stopping you and asking for IDs and stuff. It's like, I ain't gonna get used to it. Didn't have any right to do it. Kirk, whoever appeals to the law against his fellow man is either a fool or a coward. Whoever cannot take care of themselves without that law is both. What I hate are false friends. Yeah, I understand that, Bonnie. I don't like them either. So anyhow, that's just sort of some things that are going on, and I thought that be nice to share. I mean, life is a little bit weird, so we're had an interesting day today. I had to see a doctor about my OCD, and ooh, I really dislike doing that. I really don't like talking to people, to doctors about my OCD, but I had to. So it was very uncomfortable, and it wasn't even in person. The person was I was in Paris here, and the doctor was in Nashville and was talking to me over a computer monitor. It was just really, really weird, and asking me really dumb questions like, "Can you count backwards in threes from 100?" Yeah. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? I mean, and then there were just really weird questions like, okay, car, tree, and something else. I want you to remember those words. Like, I don't remember your. No, the doctor thing's fine, but friends will always let you be you, value who you are, different opinions, flaws, and all. That is correct. I have a really good friend who is who me and her completely clash politically, and you don't really talk about politics, or I'm not going to really say anything about that at this time. But me and her are extremely different when it comes to that. Uh, she hates the people I like, and I hate the people she likes. But we're still good friends, and we talk all the time. She's always been very nice to me. Oh, thank you, Robert. You're my friend. Well, you're my friend too, and I appreciate it. I feel very happy and very sort of blessed to have all the friends that I do, all the people that come here. 21 people. It makes me nice. We are all. Sorry, but yeah, I think on my next stream I'm gonna have maybe try to put up a different picture. I keep on putting the cat up there, and I have other things. So damn phone. uh, yeah, but yeah, it's I listen to your videos in order to fall asleep. Think also not a lot of ads. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, I know some people just add the heck out of it. Usually I always do an ad at the beginning, and at the end. I put an ad before the third story. Um, just because I do need to be able to have the revenue, because we live off of it. Got to feed the cats. We have 8 cats, so the revenue helps out. The It's been pretty decent. What is the best phone? Um, I don't know. Currently, I have an iPhone. I don't like it, but I have it because, as you know, about a year and a half ago, my brother passed away, and it was his phone, so I have it right now, and it's there's a sentimental thing about it, but it's an iPhone, and I just don't like iPhones. And see, I was supposed to at 6:15. I made a phone call. My friend was, oh, I'm going to a munch. It's sort of like it's just like a gathering with some people and stuff at a restaurant. He says, and I'll call you back in 15-20 minutes, a half hour max. That was 2 hours ago. So, see, I don't understand that. If I tell someone I'm going to call them, I call them. If I tell someone I'm going to be somewhere, I be somewhere. I don't see how anybody can do that. How anybody can say, "Hey, I'll call you in half an hour," and let 2 hours pass. But then again, that's just life, I guess. But it's really nice to see all of you guys. Nana's Crafty Corner. I'm new to your channel. Well, thank you. I hope that you've seen some videos that might have entertained you. That would be great. Um, I'm at subscribers. Sorry. oh, that's fine. But yeah, it's very good to see you here. So, will you show your face if you hit 50 likes or 100? Um, well, you can see my face if you go to there's 2 videos you can see my face in. If you go to my very first Q&A video, I do a face reveal right at the end of it. And then if you watch my, and I really recommend if you haven't watched my Waverly Hills video, um, where me and my friends Brad and Rebecca go on a sort of a ghost hunt, and nothing really happened. So I took the video and made it sort of a comedy thing. But yeah, it's really nice. So and if you haven't seen it, you can watch that and you'll see my face a few times on it. So, but yeah, maybe I'll do one again. It has been a little while, so I could make a deal like that to see if I hit 50. If I hit 50, maybe I'll do a stream where using a webcam and you guys can see me. But it's gonna probably be a while. I haven't really had a lot of growth lately. But oh, I gotta get myself a drink. I was beginning to get dry mouth there. So this was sort of all spontaneous. I do have some stories, so we're gonna have some stories over the weekend. I'm finishing up I think winter stories, which I should have up tomorrow. I might stream again tomorrow night too. I haven't decided yet. Again, since this was very spontaneous, we'll have to see how I feel. But if I do, I'll put up a thumbnail early so people know it's coming. Um, this might not help, but your friend is the one that is missing out on a great friendship. Well, thank you very much. I don't know. I sort of like to wonder if maybe vodka and Coke knows grape Kool-Aid. I love Kool-Aid. I always had it as a kid, and I continue to drink it now. Um, Maggie, good evening, you all. I think you are cool. That's so cool you went to Waverly Hills. Yeah, I really want to do it again. I tried to raise some money to do it, but I haven't been able. That was a couple of years ago. Um, it didn't really work, but I would like to do a follow-up video because the one that I did was I had to put one of those warnings in front of it, like when you go see the Blair Witch Project, and they tell you that the camera is shaky, and my camera was very very shaky, so it get on your nerves a little bit. The video is mostly just me making bad jokes about things, which is what I do. I'm a little bit different in person than I am like right now. If we were going out and doing stuff and looking at things, I would be laughing at this, laughing at that, and uh, that would be interesting. But yeah, I would like to go again and make a better video, make a follow up. Maybe I'll plan on trying to do that sometime in the summer. Um, they don't have Kool Aid in Australia. Well, that's kind of weird. Is there any reason why you think they would? Huh. Very interesting. Yeah, the it's been a thing. It's like I don't make it with sugar. I make it with NutraSweet. So I can drink it and not have tons and tons of calories. But yes, it's always been something I wanted to do. Robert, I live about 30 minutes from where the Blair Witch House is. They tore it down a few years ago, I believe. You mean the house that was at the end of the movie where the people died? That was creepy. Um, that house in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I've seen things like that. I used to go out exploring a lot. That's one of the reasons uh, we lived in a place called St. Clairsville, Ohio, when I was 13 years old. Uh, and we lived in a house way out, way out, and it was on top of a hill. It was a really nice ranch house. It was beautiful, uh, and we were in the hills and forests and everything, so we were able to go on hikes all the time. And uh, We did it very often. We come across some weird stuff. I remember seeing this on top of this hill. There was like this huge bulldozer. I mean, it was enormous. I'd never seen anything like it. You'd have to get the ladder to climb up into it. And then there was barns. Uh, this is a weird memory. Yeah, we broke into somebody's old barn, and they had a lot of me, my sister, my brother, and my stepmother's brother. I don't know what the heck to call them. He would always say, "Oh, you got to call me uncle." I'm not calling anyone younger than me uncle. So yeah, but we would go and into the barn and played, and my sister was sitting by some my sister was sitting by some bales of hay, and my brother grabbed a pitchfork to kind of like scare her. Now, what he did is he threw it in her direction, but he deliberately missed. He wasn't trying to kill her or anything. But it was so stupid of him to do that because you have a pitchfork, even if it's not coming directly at you, she may have reacted in a way that would put her in the path of it, or maybe his aim was something he could have. It was really disturbing. It's not a memory that I think either of us really like, and I never knew why he would do something like that. But yeah, it's one of the things that we found. A lot of times we'd find really old, dilapidated, moldy buildings and stuff. My brother once peed on an electrical fence. I mean, I'm not even lying. He did that, and but at that time in that area, it was fun. It was really nice to be able to be there and hike and see things. So I remember once when I told somebody about that, they told me that I was lying because it was like there's no places like that in Ohio. It's like, oh yeah, I think there is since I lived there and I experienced it. No, 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 there's not lots of hills and woods. It's like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Hell, we lived like an hour drive from the school. And the school bus would always pick us up first, and we would have to walk from the house about 2 miles. I feel like an old man. And we walked to school uphill both ways, but we walked down. The bus driver would pick us up, and then he would pick up. It's a rural route, so he picked us up first, and the whole ride would take about an hour and a half. So it took us about an hour to walk to the bus stop, and then another hour and a half for the bus to pick everyone up and get to school. It was hell. Who wants to go ghost hunting with me? I'll go ghost hunting with you. Where would you like to do that at? Okay, Claire, I love you too, and I hope you're great, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. So now it's been over 2 hours. Yes, I'm obsessing. I should not do that, but. Oh. Anthony Wasabi, yay! Hey, how are you doing? But yeah, I would love to go ghost hunting again. It was. I don't really expect to see anything. I mean, I've had experiences as we talked about before, so it's some things are kind of odd. I had experienced a really strange tarot reading that was very specific and bad. And the guy told me that what I was involved in at the time was all going to collapse. And I would realize that this period of my life would be over when I'd see a coyote or a strange looking dog. and he was like he looking at his tarot card that says a coyote and or a strange looking dog. And what I did from there is I helped another friend who also left. Um, we were in Detroit, and I decided to get a bus to go home because that I realized that uh, nothing was going to work out there. So I used the last bit of my money and went to a Greyhound station. Gave my friend a hug, went inside, sat down, and then I looked up, and this guy was reading a newspaper. And the front of the newspaper said, "The Coyotes have won." It was a minor league hockey team, and I thought, "Wow, that's weird." And I kind of turned my face around, and there was, of course, it was a Greyhound station, so there was a weird shaped Greyhound, like painted on the wall or something. It was just really, really specific. And so those are the things that, even as a skeptic, that I would like to be able to explain them, but I guess I can't. Warrior Phantom 17, hi KOC. Well, hi to you too. And I can't really name. I don't really know places that are haunted other than Waverly Hills. I mean, I watch those videos like top 15s and stuff like that where they say that. You know what I wish I could go to? I wish I could go to do a ghost hunt in England or Japan. I think that would be really neat. I like the ghost stories that come out of both of those places a lot more. Some of ours are scary here in the United States, but it's I don't know. British ghost stories are more sort of brutal and just bloody, scary stuff like that. Um, a lot of ours are like, well, resurrection marriage, so just a woman who hitchhikes and disappears. But yeah, it's not like you're seeing that. But of course, you hear about a ghost in like Britain, and oh, it's a headless horseman or something like that. They're more interesting. So, Island of the Dolls. That's kind of weird that you mentioned that. I was watching a video earlier that mentioned it. Kirk, well, I have to head off, killer. Take care and be safe. Thank you. Thank you, my friend, and I hope you have a great day. I do really, really, really hope so. You know, it's. Oh, I should probably say this too. I've mentioned it before. And people keep asking me to. So, um, I have starting, and I'll put up a little video when I have it done. But I'm gonna start doing the Patreon. Uh, I just need some extra perks to give people. Is what I'm thinking about right now. I have a few ideas, so we'll see what happens. But I'll put up a little short video introducing it when I get it done. I'll probably work on it a little bit later tonight. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to have some winter videos out. So um, it's going to hopefully be very, very, very uh, good stories. There's one that reminds me a little bit of that. I can never remember, but you remember the hikers? I think it was in Ukraine or Russia or something. The ones who uh, all nine of them died. They had to cut this outside their tent, and some of them were like only wearing their underwear, and they all ran out of their tent and died of hypothermia. Or some of the other ones were hurt. It kind of reminds me, not that that happens in the story, but there is one about some hikers in the snow who had some crazy experiences when they were in a tent. So, hey, gentleman Raven, hey to you too. Nice to see you. I think I'm supposed to send you another message on Twitter. I get behind a lot. Don't get me wrong. I like Twitter. I can't stand Facebook anymore. There's too much negativity. I don't really experience that on Twitter, but lately, I just sort of been by myself a whole lot, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to be positive, and I'm gonna try to. But when someone tells you they're gonna call you in half an hour and over 2 hours pass, I would never do that to anybody. If I tell you I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call you. Well, okay. Here's what I do. Let me tell you guys a little bit about that. Amy Newsom, have you ever used a Ouija board just for fun? I don't believe in all that, but it seems like it would be fun. When I was 28 years old, I met somebody. We only had one date. It was a nice date, and the topic of Ouija boards came up. I'd never used one before, but my date had up until a certain time was obsessed with them. So obsessed with them that when my date got up in the oh, stupid Freudian slips. When my date got up in the morning, used the Ouija board before getting out of bed. Used the Ouija board before going to bed. And told me such amazingly weird stories about a ghost called F that would always follow him around, and it was weird. But I got curious. I did. Um, Now I just remember being. Whoa, that's not what I said. Wow, the captions just the captions just really got me wrong. And wait a minute. Okay, that was weird. Did any of you hear me say the name Toby? 'Cause I'm pretty sure I didn't, but it came up in the captions. That is so bizarre. But wow. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. I'm gonna have to go back afterwards. But my friend Toby, I remember being asleep and I heard laughter, and I thought it was my imagination. And so Toby was like, "Hey, what's so funny? What are you laughing about?" It's like I'm not laughing about anything. That is so weird. That I didn't say Toby. Toby is the name of the person with the Ouija board, and it came up in the captions. I'm gonna really have to go back and look at that. That is so strange. And I'm like, I I feel better. I feel, hey, what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to send that clip over to Chills and say, hey, Chills, look at the captions were able to tell the name of the person that I was talking about. But just that is so strange. I'm just gonna wow my mind out about that. I'm sorry, I keep going on and on, but that is just something else. Um, but yeah, so Toby didn't want to be around me because we he heard when he heard that laughing. He believes that ghosts and that ghosts follow him, and he had an experience having ghosts around for a while until I was there, and he felt that we were both sensitive, that sort of thing. Now, again, I'm telling you what he said and what I felt at the time. I don't know if I believe it. Like I said, I am a skeptic. I need proof of things. So I'm not saying anything supernatural did happen, But what I'm saying is some weird stuff happened. And I got the Ouija board and I tried to use it and it didn't work. But then, but then something really strange happened. I had this wonderful apartment. I was actually planning on buying it because they went condo and they were gonna let me buy it without a down payment because if I choose not to have the apartment renovated, I could just have a zero down payment. And I was going to do it, but after the Ouija board, some really weird stuff started to happen. Now, I want to preface this by saying it could have all been in my head because I think I've mentioned before that I have epilepsy. I was not aware at the time that I had it, but I've had two full seizures and I've had partial seizures. Now, the partial seizures are hallucinations usually. Your brain kind of just like zzz, and you're aware, you're up, you're not like out like when you have a full seizure, but you'll hear things or see things that aren't there. Now, oops, you didn't say Toby. I had to correct myself. Yeah, that is strange. Yeah, I'll send it to Chills. I think he'll be like, that's the kind of thing he likes. Maybe he'll let me be in this video for third time because he's mentioned me twice before. But that would be pretty cool. So weird. But going on. That apartment, I loved it, and all of a sudden, I didn't love it anymore. And my friend Matt, who would always come over and visit, he said, "I can't go into your apartment anymore. I can't. There's something I don't like. It doesn't feel comfortable when I'm there." And what happened afterwards, I cannot explain. Now, I'm not scared of the dark in any way. I love being alone in the dark. Hell, when I first started doing this channel, I set up an office in a dark closet because I thought it would inspire me. Um, but I turned the light off and went in my bed. And for some reason, I cannot explain. I was terrified. I don't know what of, but suddenly I was just gripped with fear. And it was like that for a couple hours actually. And I managed finally to get some sleep. And I woke up a little bit later. It was still dark, and I was looking out the door. Now, if any of you have seen the Tales from the Crypt Christmas episode with the uh, evil Santa Claus, played by the guy who played Doctor Giggles, but he's really like warty and moldy. His skin's all gross and blistery, and his teeth are all disgusting and really fat. And something that looked like that walked out of my bathroom, looked at me and smiled, and then was gone. So that's part I'm like, there's okay, this is getting really, really bad. There was these little pinpricks of light in my closet. I have a big walk-in closet. I have clothes galore. I love clothes. So I walked into the closet. All of a sudden, these little pinpricks of light were everywhere, and it was very, 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 very strange. I was very uncomfortable. My friend Dan told me I could come over and sleep at his house that night. I was just really, really uncomfortable. So I finally go back home, and I this was really scary. My shower curtain. is always open. I cannot have a closed shower curtain unless I'm taking a shower. And my shower curtain was closed. Sweet, dream sweet and good night, killer, my friend. Thanks, Christine. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, hope you feel better and hope things are gonna be good. Voodoo Chili Queso, dude, you're tagged but also protected, so no worries. Thank you. I love that Voodoo Chili. That's wonderful. Uh, my family told me never to bring one into our house. My mom always said not to. I didn't really expect much from it, but here's the scariest thing that happened. Well, I mean, I'll tell you a couple more things. My toilet paper got unrolled. I mean, I walked into my bathroom once, and the whole roll was pulled off and lying on a pile of toilet paper on the floor. But the scariest thing that happened, and when this happened, I just moved. I was taking a shower, and I keep the shower curtain open just a tiny bit. You know, we've all seen Psycho, so shower curtains can be scary. So I was taking a shower, and all of a sudden, I saw the shadow of an arm coming towards the shadow of an arm on the wall, and a hand coming towards the shower curtain. So I grabbed the shower curtain and flung it open. Nothing was there, but at that point I was just terrified. I turned off the shower. I had shampoo in my hair, so I had to like wash that out in the sink. Dried off, got clothes. I walked out of the house with my back to the wall, got out of the apartment, and I didn't go back to the apartment for like 3 days. And it was that time. It just got so bad that I just couldn't live there anymore. So I told him I told him I changed my mind. I wasn't going to buy it. I regret that. You know, I really do regret that because that apartment was very nice. Okay, let's see. Skyrunner. Skyrunner. Yes. Hi. Hi to you too. The toilet paper in my bathroom came unrolled after I had a measurement of. Oh boy, from too many tacos. You know, it's people think it's weird when I tell this story because I'm skeptical, but I've also seen things. So people always ask me, how can you still be skeptical when you've experienced things? And again, it's because of the partial seizures that I've had fMRIs done, and I do have partial seizures. So that could explain what I've seen, the scary man, the shadow on the wall, the pinpricks of light. They could have all just been partial seizures. Now, the one thing that I can't really explain is that terror I felt that one night. There was no reason to be scared, but I was like absolutely terrified. I couldn't see that being a partial seizure or anything like that. Okay, let's see. I'm missing some things here. Let's talk. Scooby, hello everyone. Well, I hope your weekend is good, Garrity. Thank you. If someone would call me like he said he was going to, I would be feeling really good right now. No showers for me. uh, Erpily derpily, I love that. Hey, hope you're doing good. Skyrun, I want to narrate one of my stories. Sure. I love bathing in the dark. That's scary. I'd love to narrate one of your stories. If you want to send something to me, here I'll type my email address in real quick. Just send it to there, and we'll see what we can do. There it is. So yeah, I'd love to narrate one and see what it's like. Killer, yeah, I'm like responding to myself. Yeah, seizures can do that. So it's that's why I can remain skeptical even when I've experienced things because it could have just been a seizure. The only time I ever saw something with somebody else would have been there was when I was in high school, me and a friend both saw some weird blobby yellow light moving across the ceiling of the arena. Dan, hey KOC, tomorrow is my birthday. Well, happy early birthday. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope everything goes really good for you. Lots of hearts, thank you. Yeah, I'm still. This is just turning into kind of a really hard day for me, but um, thank you guys for showing up here. It really helps. It really, really, really helps. And get my mind off that. Got to talk for a little bit. I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably going to do another stream tomorrow too. If I do, it'll be around 9 p.m. Central Time. But what I'll do is I'll put up a thumbnail beforehand so you guys will know when to be able to come in and see it. And yeah, Skyrunner just sent me a story. I would love to look at it and narrate it too. But again, thank you all for being here. I feel a little bit better. So I'm gonna go here in just a minute, though. I do have some things I have to do. Oh, he's late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, AP, because I am about to go just for the night. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get some videos. Why am I an emotional wreck? I'm losing a friend. I'm losing a very, very, very close friend, and it's just hard. Whew, it's somebody that maybe one of the people that I was more close to than anybody in my life. So I it sorry guys. That's it. You just think of all the things things we did, the plans that we made, the things we were gonna do, and I'm being pushed away now, and I can tell, and I've been pushed away before. So it's heartbreaking, but hey, I'll survive. Now, again, oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, Pete. It's okay. Did my friend catch the coronavirus? No, it's uh said he was low at the lowest point of his life, and he had gotten arrested for something and for breaking down a door, and he lost everything. The people that he was staying with, like, threw all of his possessions away while he was in jail for a short amount of time, and then he was homeless, and then he went to Jackson. He was living in a homeless shelter in Jackson, Tennessee, and then he was able to go through a program to get a room in a house. But he still didn't have anything, and so I was like, I really don't want someone to experience this. So I tried everything I could do to help. I gave him I gave him a computer because I have several. I I gave him, like, money for this and that when he was broke, so he could go get some food. Send him an email every morning, motivate him. You're a good person. You can succeed. You can do whatever you want to. He's a defeatist. He thinks everything goes wrong before it goes wrong, and I tried to motivate him, try to make him feel happy, and he does it. He gets it. He gets a job, a place to live. He's working on a farm as a ranch hand, farm hand, with some nice people, and they take him around places. When we was here, didn't have a car or anything, so he had to walk everywhere. And now he's the place where he's meeting people, and I guess that means no more me. Is what it seems like it's gonna do. So But I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I thank you guys again for being here. I feel a little bit better. Um, but I'm going to go here in a minute. 'Cause I got to do a couple of things I have planned to finish up tonight. Look for me tomorrow. It'll probably be around 9 p.m. But again, I'll probably put up a thumbnail for it in about an hour or two and I decide exactly when it's going to be. So if you guys want to show up around 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll be doing in the stream, but I will be doing a stream. So, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you for being here, guys. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you. It's anytime. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you all. I do feel better. So we'll see what's going to happen. But thank you guys, all of you. I hope you have a wonderful end of the Friday, and I look forward to hopefully being able to see you all tomorrow. Bethany Robin, have a good night. You have a good night too. Can you say KOC out? Sure. Let me do that. KOC out. That's called hamming it up. Anyhow, love you guys. Hang in there. We love you. I love you too. A peaceful night. I hope you have a peaceful night. And we're doing something about that Toby thing because that was weird. So anyhow, um, good night, guys, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. And remember to check under your bed and your closet because, ooh, those killer orange cats, they get around. Good night, guys.